There's no debate about it, folks. We're going to have fun tonight.
It's my birthday! Everybody get me something!
Happy birthday to Jared! Woo!
Merry birthday and best wishes.
Happy birthday, Jared, and welcome to Friday night, everyone.
Wrap it up like it's a birthday or something.
Welcome and happy birthday to everybody with a birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Woo!
Good evening, and welcome to Bring Your Own Improv. So glad you guys can come and visit us here in the Zoom room or out there in YouTube. We're glad to have you here, so thank you. We want to make sure you get the best experience for this show. A couple ways to do that. First, if you're here in the Zoom room and you've got a bunch of small boxes there, you want to switch that to speaker view. So if you click the view button up on the top, and it's going to allow you to go from gallery view to speaker view, go ahead and click on speaker view. You'll see one big box of me, maybe a couple little boxes in the top from other people that are there, but that's going to give you the best visual for the show. If you're out in YouTube, the best way to see it is to make sure that you click like and subscribe and the notification bell. So every time we're online, you can be like, oh my God, they're online. I forgot. No, I can watch from my phone. Really cool thing to do. So thank you for the couple people that just joined out there. Remember, there's another way to get in touch with us, the chat feature. The chat feature is going to be really helpful because it is how you're going to communicate things with us. So if you can utilize that now, you've either got the chat feature over here. You find that by clicking the little chat button, and then you go over here and you put things in the chat. Or if you're in YouTube, then you can actually go over to the chat feature over there and you can put suggestions. So either the people out in YouTube or the people here in the room, if I told you to give me a new name for Zoom-like broadcasting software, what name might you call it? Go ahead and drop those in the chat on either one of those. While you're doing that, a couple of quick notes. Exits. Should you need the exit during the show, please leave through your own home. Don't worry about us. We'll be fine, but take care of yourselves. Bathroom. You obviously probably have one in your home. If you need to use it, that's fine. Please do not take your device with you because we do not want accidental showing that might make you the internet sensation you never wanted to be. So I've got all that stuff taken care of, and I think in record time, I'd like to introduce the fantastic cast we have for you. And of course, where would we be without the birthday boy himself? We have Jonathan. No, we don't. We have Jared.
How dare you on my birthday of all days?
Completely on purpose. Dark hair and glasses, it's Audrey.
Ooh, birthday-y.
And John.
Let's celebrate improv style.
There's Brett.
Hey, everyone, how's it going?
And Candace.
Yay! It's Jared's birthday.
Enthusiasm with Ian.
Welcome to Friday night.
Okay, so the energy is high so far this evening. We're ready for some fun. Now, no show is complete without, of course, our featured audience member. That is a member of our fam. And Carrie, the person who keeps everything running at the door, is going to tell us the fam this evening. Carrie, who do we got?
Our fam is, let me see, I'm just going to click on a random one on here. It looks like it's Walker. Yay!
Walker! All right. So we're going to unmute Walker if somebody can get that. And Walker is going to be that fam. And Jared and Audrey are going to give you the questions. You cool with that, Walker?
I am.
Cool. You didn't actually have a choice. So enjoy. Jared, Audrey?
All right. Walker, in case you didn't know, as the featured audience member, it's a big thrill for you tonight because you're the fam on my birthday.
Indeed.
So I would have to ask you, what would be some of the awesome things you wish you could have gotten me for my birthday, but you very much did not get me for my birthday this year?
Probably a cake for you, Jared.
Tell me about this cake, please.
It's made out of, it's just pure chocolate. Chocolate on chocolate.
Those are my two favorite flavors next to each other. What does the cake look like? Is there any cool shape of it?
It's a square.
Why? Because you're at the square?
Could you tell your mom we could hear her say that, please?
Mom, be quiet. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So squares, pretty exciting geometric shape. But speaking of geometry, I want to know what your least favorite class or subject is to study.
Oh, science.
Ugh, yeah, science. Am I right?
Ugh. Ugh.
Any particular thing about science that you don't enjoy?
Chemistry. Ugh. Ugh.
Is it too difficult or just too gross? All those chemicals.
It's just too gross. Too much for me. It's too much.
Yeah,
It's
speaking as
bad.
someone who is mostly chemicals myself, it's absolutely disgusting.
You know, Walker, I want to change gears a little bit with this question. What is your favorite birthday memory?
Probably when some of my friends dressed up as stormtroopers for my birthday.
That's pretty rad right there. Yeah, I just gave away my age by using rad right there. Friends. Who are your friends? Just give me first names and describe each one in one succinct sentence. That was my word of the day on the word of the day calendar.
Oh my God, it was so long ago.
Walker, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Oh, it was not that long ago.
Brian. Brian, Bob.
Brian, Bob,
Sean.
They're
So Brian.
engineers.
They're engineers. So Brian, describe Brian in like a short sentence.
Funny, silly, cool, awesome.
Yeah. You know, a sentence can just be adjectives. How about Bob?
Tall,
Creative.
also creative. Would you quit giving me suggestions?
Sorry.
Tall, creative Bob. And who is the third one? Sean? John?
Sean.
Sean. I love Sean's.
Super Trooper, Captain America.
Right. I feel like I am one of those stormtroopers with them now.
You are.
Yes. Speaking of stormtroopers, is there, let's see, we always ask people about who they want to hang out with in the movies, but is there any movie character that you would just like enjoy giving a swift slap in the face to?
Oh my God. I'd probably give Palpatine a good slap to the face for all the evil he's done.
I'm gonna say he deserves it.
He does.
One of the worst.
We are very anti-Sith here. You know what? I know you well enough to know you're a big fan of the Star Wars movies, but you know what? A cool thing about like a lot of movies is when they have like a cool song that goes in it. There's got to be some songs from some movies that just really kind of resonate with you that just always are cool. What are some cool songs from movies?
Probably Grease Lightning from Grease.
It's the epitome. The epitome.
Mom, quit being excuse me.
All right. It looks like we got a lot of great questions there, a lot of great answers. So thank you very much for that. Now you're going to stay on with me. All right. You still there, Walker?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. Because we're going to play a game called Fam Reunion, in which many of the people you brought up, you're going to see our team play those people in a scene that we're going to set up. So Walker, first and foremost, which one of the BYOI cast members on tonight is going to be playing you?
I'll give it to Jared because it's his birthday.
Oh, what a present. What a present indeed.
Really?
Jared feels satisfied for the rest of the year. Jared, you will be playing Walker this evening. And who would be a good Brian?
I think Brett.
Brett? Good, Brian. All right. Remind us, Brian was
He was funny, silly, cool, and awesome.
pretty cool and awesome. All right. Brett's like, yes, score. Who's Bob?
Oh, let me see here. I'll give it to Audrey.
Aubrey. All right. Tall is exactly what I always thought about when I thought about Audrey. And Sean, the Captain America type.
I'll give it to John. John
All
is
right.
the Captain America type.
You're right. Yeah, that's exactly what I think when I think of him. You know what? With two left, first I'd like to know who's Palpatine.
Definitely Ian.
Ian will be playing Palpatine. And what is the you know what? Candace is going to be playing random characters of her choosing from the musical Grease. So that'll be her choice. She can grab whatever random characters from the movie, or sorry, from the musical Grease that she may choose. I hope she's okay with that. All right. So not the country Grease, the musical. All right. So let's get this started. I feel like, Walker, I was getting a hint that Star Wars might be your favorite film. So when you've got three engineers, you put them building the second Death Star. Clearly, that's what you do. So this scene is actually set on the second Death Star. They're just engineers working on the Death Star, you know, particularly evil. They're just the guys doing their job on the Death Star. And so clearly that scene is going to start with Brian, Bob, and Sean just chilling there, hanging out on an edge of a metal iron bar. Like, yeah, let's see what the three of them are talking about.
You know, guys, we need a raise.
Yeah, they really built the ceilings too small in this starship. Ugh.
And raises are very American.
All right, so let's hold right there. Jared, Walker, it is now you need to decide, was Brian, played by Brett, was that an accurate response from him? Is that what he'd sound like?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, he's got it. Now, Bob, played by Audrey, was that an accurate representation of Bob?
Very much.
Very much, okay. And Sean, was that pretty much how Sean acts?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're off to the races. Let's see a little bit more about, how they're working with each other, and I'll check back in with you to see if they're still on point. Continue.
If we had a little more dilithium, we could probably build this ceiling a little bit taller.
Dilithium, more like diahydrogen.
Either way, as long as we work hard, we'll get it done.
I love your attitude, but I'm really cramped right now.
So
Cramp, more like lamp.
Actually, speaking of lamp, could you please pass a flashlight up here? I can't reach it.
Now,
On
Walker,
your left.
are they still all on point?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
definitely.
So I think it's time for you to come into this situation, and you were bringing something to the group. What was it that you were bringing that was going to make them all super happy?
Milkshakes.
You were bringing them milkshakes. Of course you were, Walker. Let's see what it's like when you bring a milkshake.
Whoa! You guys are... Mom, be quiet. You guys are awesome. I brought you some cold dairy. Make things happy on the Death Star.
Whoa!
Walker, was that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Keep going, guys.
I got you chocolate on chocolate.
My guy, thank you.
Brian, chocolate on chocolate.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh,
this
bro, I'm
helps grow
Brian.
big and strong.
Brian.
Okay. Sean, chocolate on chocolate for you. Mom, please be quiet.
Now, what was interesting, Walker, was you ordering those chocolate shakes earlier was one heck of an event, because let's cut back to when you were ordering those shakes at the canteen on the Death Star, and behind the counter was clearly multiple characters from the musical Grease.
What do you want?
I would like to order, I don't know, 3 chocolate on chocolate square milkshakes, please.
All right. I can get that for you. I can do that.
That's great. Mom! I'm trying to do something here. That sounds good.
Oh, you come here often?
As a matter of fact, I do. I love everything Star Wars. Also, I love Cantina milkshakes.
Walker, we'll cut in here. Is that a good representation of different characters from Greece? Is there a character you're missing so far?
I'm missing a Danny.
Oh, okay. So we definitely need more of a Danny there. And Walker, we're gonna call you out in that scene for bringing up that you love Star Wars when no one in the Death Star would know that they were in Star Wars. So that was, kind of interesting to be aware that you're in your own movie. So let's see how that goes so far with some more Danny.
So, you come here often?
I mean, as a matter of fact, I do. Not to be, weird about things, but I don't think you're supposed to be smoking in here.
Now it's at this point the Palpatine came to his favorite canteen to pick up his favorite kind of shake. What kind of shake was that, Walker?
It was an Order 66 shake.
It was an Order 66 shake. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Let's see how that happened when he got in line behind you, Walker.
Are these lines too long for you, Sonny? Does it make you angry to have to wait for your order?
Wow, you look like that guy from Star Wars. You may not have heard of that movie because it's kind of meta or everything. This is crazy.
You know, there was once a Sith Lord who could make his own drinks in minutes with power that not everyone approved of.
I've heard of that. That's those blenders that they aren't grounded when you plug it. Mom! When you plug them into the wall, you get a shock.
Walker, is this accurate so far?
Yes, it is.
All right, cool. Let's bring it to the end. Keep going.
Are you angry at your mother? Give in to your anger.
I will. Mom, you don't have the guts to send me to my room.
And that clearly ended very poorly for you. So good luck with that, Walker. Thank you very much, guys. And scene. So we got through that. Hopefully Walker knows that his milkshake will bring everybody to the bar. I don't know. It'll bring them somewhere in the Death Star. Apparently it'll just bring them to Wars of Stars. So moving right along, we're going to move into our first game in which you can actually participate. It's a game called Remake, or just because it's Jared's favorite day, he likes to call it Ramaki. And now I've not been able to get that out of my head for about 3 months. So in the game Ramaki, we're going to see a movie, like the one we would have seen if we knew it was a movie, Jared. So this movie's going to have a scene play out from it. And then after that, we're going to call cut. And we're going to have 2 more people play the scene again, but as a completely different type of movie. When that's done, we'll probably do that a 3rd time. So we get to see different styles of movie. So in the chat, for everybody out there, including you out on YouTube, I see all you guys, hi. Please put in either different styles of movie or just put in your favorite movies that aren't comedies. Anything's not a comedy. Pretty much are doing comedy. While you guys are doing that, is there anybody who would like to play this particular game? Give it just a second. Not seeing anybody. I'll pretty much use all of ours, which is fine. All right. I'm out there, YouTube. You can use a chat feature. All right. And great. So let's look at this. The first 2 people were Jared and Audrey, and they were in this first film. Put in the chat something that you can see on the floor in your house. It says, look on the floor, and the first thing you see on the floor, go ahead and type that into the chat. You're right. This was a movie about tiles. They were just putting tiles together. They had their toolbox and their tissues, and they were ready to build some tiled structures. So let's just see the regular movie version. You know what? We got a lot of great suggestions here for style of movie. I'd actually like to see the romantic comedy, not even comedy, just the straight up romance between Jared and Audrey based on tiles, toolboxes, and tissues.
Hey, Mark, did you measure the tiles yet?
I've been waiting so long for you to ask me to measure the tiles.
Well, I just figured now's the time to lay down the foundation of this house.
I'm finally glad that we're going to be able to build something together.
I've been meaning to ask you this for a very long time, but do you prefer the polystyrene or the iron?
You know what? I have a feeling we prefer the same thing, so I'm going to count to 3 so that we can say it together. 1, 2, 3. Polystyrene.
It was meant to be.
It was. I just wish you weren't getting married to that rich guy who doesn't really love you.
Well, there's one thing he doesn't know. It's that I gave my my Phillips head screwdriver of true love. I gave him a fake one, and I have the real one right here.
It's beautiful. I can see the love emanating from your Phillips head screwdriver. I can only imagine what his must have looked like.
It was literally from a dumpster. But this
And
one...
scene. Okay, so that was actually the last line in the film. It was literally from a dumpster. So we'll know that the second film is finished when we reach that. And that's that they fired that cast and they decided to get a new cast. And the script made it say, 10 years in the future. And this particular one was done by John and Brett. And clearly, because Walker likes science so much, this entire film was the exact same movie, but set it is as a science film. It was supposed to not only entertain, but educate. Let's see how that film went.
So we're gonna measure the tiles, and I'll have Mark show you how.
Alrighty, everyone. So let's pull out our handy dandy measuring tape. And then
Now this, folks, is gonna help lay down the foundation of this house. And while Mark is doing this, he's gonna do a little dance just to make it more fun, because science can be fun.
There's room for all forms of measurement here, including talent. So we're just gonna lay out the tape on the floor, and we're gonna grab our handy dandy Phillips head screwdriver too.
Wow, awesome. Now, Mark, are you gonna be using polystyrene or iron? And matter of fact, I'm gonna try to guess. Let's say it together, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Polystyrene.
Iron. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep dancing. Just keep dancing.
And you know, I do have another Phillips head screwdriver as well. I gave it to someone else, though. I think it might have been a little weird. It was literally from a dumpster.
And scene. So there we go. We saw the second version of the film, but surprisingly, it just didn't hit the market in the right way. Whoever put the trailer together just really ruined the whole thing. So they had to take the script and move it on to its clear and natural place where it became a massive Hollywood hit. And that scene was between Candace and Ian when they set the whole thing in medieval times, because that was how this film was meant to be done. So let's see this in medieval times, since we had the Dark Knight.
Well, I'm collecting all the dirt for the floor.
Well done,
young squire. Well done. So, how about we do some measurements of this plot?
Oh, all that training you've gotten has made you very wise, master.
Yes, yes. You know, sometimes I retain information and sometimes I don't, but yes, retaining information is what happened this time. Yes, good for me.
But you're so amusing either way. I so admire you.
Oh, my young squire, you flatter me. All right, now let us do these measurements. Let us lay this tape thing on the ground here.
Tapeworm, I have a tapeworm. I got it from a horse nearby. It will measure the floor nicely.
Perfect, perfect. I wish one day we don't have to use tapeworms, but there you go. All right, now, what am I going to use to fix this?
You're going to say whether you want to use dung or peat, but I bet we want to use the same thing. Let's say it together, master. Let's say it together.
I love it, Bill. Yes.
Dung or peat on 3. 1, 2. I can only count to 2.
Peat.
Dung. Oh, it's as if we were meant to build this together.
Correct. Wow. It is. Oh, I have this tool. I got it from a gentleman named Philip. And yes, he said it came from a dumpster.
And scene, clearly that's how we put the whole thing together, is they had the dumpster fire down in the medieval times. Okay, folks, so little did you know, with all that love and romance, people get married, and someone clearly got married here. It was Audrey and one volunteer in a game we like to call marriage counselor. Now, when you're having trouble, that's when you go to Jared as a marriage counselor, because since he's his birthday, he is old and wise. So Jared's gonna leave, and it looks like first volunteer we have is Jonathan there. So Jonathan's gonna play if somebody can unmute him. So Audrey and Jonathan are going to be married to each other, and they're going to have some issues for sure. Is Jared out of the room? Yes, he went back, just double checking. All right, we don't want to give away those clues to him. So what I need in the chat, you know what? We looked at the floor. Let's look at the ceiling and type in things that are on your ceiling in the chat. Think about, if you've got your phone or something on you, just give me the first 3 words of the last text that you sent. Go ahead and drop those into the chat. And what is the name of a cartoon YouTube character that you just feel like you need to watch a lot? So it could be, you know, somebody from your favorite show that's on there, or, you know, anything like that. We'll start with that. I'm not animated yet, Corey, but if you want to get on that, I will gladly take that. All right. So looking at this, Audrey, did you know that actually your issue is that you have too many fans? You do. Take that however you choose and any definition of the word, but you do have too many fans. And Jonathan, you there?
I'm here.
Jonathan, you believe that you are a Christmas tree ornament.
But what's my thing?
Okay, great. And of course, you're issued together. I was looking for characters there. Okay, so you're issued together is you're both very upset because there seems to be spiders in all of your hand sanitizer. Your hand sanitizer in your house is full of spiders, every single container. So let's see how those work out. Audrey, what do you have?
Too many fans.
All right, Jonathan, what do you have?
I am a Christmas tree ornament.
All right, and together your issue is?
The hand
Spiders in
sanitizer is
the
full of spiders.
hand sanitizer.
Yeah. So this is actually a little bit easier on on Jared than it usually is. So this should really throw him because he's going to be thinking for something very difficult, and we've gone relatively simple. So we'll see how this goes, but he might still need your help. If one of you could actually go into the breakout room, one of our cast, jump into the breakout room to go get Jared.
I got him.
Thank you very much. And so if he is getting close, folks, I need you just to give us a thumbs up. Okay, that says, hey, you're getting close. Make sure everybody's out there. Thank you, Sherry. You got this. And if he gets it, thank you for those who have your cameras on. If he gets it, then you're going to go ahead and clap like crazy. Yay! That means he's got it. So remember those things in your head, and we'll see. I believe we're waiting for our 7:30. The doctor's a little late for our 7:30, but I'm sure he'll be here soon. As soon as the
We're
doctor
going to get charged for it no matter what.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said it.
The time starts at the time. It doesn't actually start when you start.
My
Uh-huh.
insurance doesn't cover this.
Okay. Yeah, doctor, are you there?
Hi.
Your 7:30 is here, but you're actually 9 minutes late. But it's okay. We already started charging them. So go ahead and I'll set your next appointment up in case there's any issues.
Thank you, but I have a feeling we're going to solve everything right now. Now to my couple, the most important thing in marriage counseling is pointing out what's wrong with each other. So why don't we just get started?
That sounds like a great idea.
Mhm.
You know, you're going to have to ignore any excited squeals that you hear from the outside. I forgot my sunglasses today. You know how it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. Excited squeals really burn the old retinas.
Yeah, that used to be much more of a problem before I got my LASIK eye surgery.
Yeah, nothing like laser eye surgery to help dull that sunlight streaming in at you. So I'm noticing, just gonna come right out and say it, you seem a little passive aggressive and you seem a little quiet.
Just hanging out, doing my thing, letting her get all the attention, even though, look at me. I'm doing the thing, Does anybody care? No. Just hanging out.
You know, some of them might describe me as passive aggressive, but there's a reason why they like to listen to me. So something keeps them coming back.
Maybe it's the problem you've only got 3 speeds, low, medium, and high.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not a big windbag.
Really? You're not?
Whoa, things are getting a little tense in here. Thinking maybe we should calm down and cool off a bit. One thing that I love is a nice fan. I like fans quite a bit. They can be problematic, don't get me wrong, especially like I don't know, fans that are a little full of themselves. Those are rough. I don't know why I'm even talking about that. Let's get back to fans. I bet you have some strong thoughts about little foibles that fans might have.
Oh, absolutely. You must have this problem because you're almost as popular as I am. But, every time I try to load my followers page on Twitter, it just crashes.
I've got to tell you, I'm a big fan of myself. I feel like maybe you're your own biggest fan. Is that the problem? It seems like a problem. Sometimes I don't get it right the first time. Look at me just rambling. I should be letting you guys talk, shouldn't I?
That's what we're paying you for, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a bit of a passive aggressive fan, it seems like.
If I wanted validation, I could just go get it from any one of the voices, the rabulous voices.
If it was just one, I would be okay with that. Just one, maybe 2 or 15, but no, it's never not even that. Just I'm just gonna hang out right here and just sort of.
You do that. You hang out right there.
You know, one thing that can get in the way of a good marriage is having fans blowing on you from multiple alternate dimensions. I'm just throwing that out there as kind of general knowledge, just in case in the future. Obviously, nothing to do with your current situation now. You seem to be kind of, I'm just going to say it. Are you kind of, you tell me, is she kind of full of herself?
At first a little bit, but then everybody kept saying it, and one after another, and it was just, sorry, dear, go ahead.
Here's the thing. I might like myself. I might have a lot of self-confidence, but the thing is, lots of people agree. So I think it's pretty well deserved.
Sometimes in a marriage, you might have a fan that's got a lot of smoke being blown into it. Sometimes. I'm not saying specifically you guys.
We try to avoid burning stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to do. If for no other reason than safety and comfort purposes.
Exactly. But I could start a flame war online. I don't mind that.
Right. You sure don't seem to mind that, do you? You're like your own biggest Twitter following. No, you're not. I'm sorry. You just have so many Twitter followers that everybody just wants to know you're like the queen of social media.
Yeah, the problem is more when they go offline and they start following to my therapist appointments. They're kind of loud, huh? You can hear them.
Is it tough being married to a big celebrity?
Doctor, I just want to let you know there are a few thousand people out front.
I'm sorry about that.
Nobody can actually get their cars out of the parking lot, so you're going to want to move this on so that all these people out here, I mean, there's a lot of people.
Hi.
Yeah, I sure do want to move this one along. Thanks for the assist. Boy, you sure seem to have a lot of fans. You're a person who has a lot of fans.
Yeah, she's got a lot of fans.
Yeah, that can be tough. It can be tough when people have a lot of fans because sometimes they can be evil. But let's move on to you because her problem is painfully obvious. Of course, I could have figured that out in a second.
I know. It feels like I've waited like 11 months for this time to talk,
Yeah, it feels like you've waited for an entire, horse pregnancy.
Where did you go to medical school?
I don't know of any medical school that talks about horse pregnancy anyways in general, so.
Okay, yeah, I've waited, reindeer. I mean, if you want to talk about reindeer pregnancy, that's a little bit more in line, but I've waited here for all this time, and now you talk to her, and I'm just hanging out here, just like here, just right here where I feel like I was placed, just hanging out right here. Bright lights all around me, hanging out. Air freshener, pine. I respect that. I like that, but just hanging out.
If there's one thing I love, it's keeping a Christmas tree up year round. I think that's a great thing, personally.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah. I can't think of anything much more tiring than that now that you mention it.
Yeah. I'd be wiped out, all year.
I have to be a little bit honest. I think that a lot of my dear spouse's troubles might stem from the fact that sometimes I do keep him up in a box in the attic.
Oh. That's not a very nice thing to do. I can understand. But you know what? Words like fake and real, they don't really mean things. So maybe I like a fake Christmas tree as much as anybody else does. They're nice. I can tell not everybody feels the same way that I do about fake Christmas trees, but
yeah, but I like fake Christmas trees, but I'm having a problem. I've been working out. I change my outfit all the time. Sometimes, colorful and lit up. Sometimes I wear just red. Sometimes a little bit of ribbon. I even have a couple outfits where I look like a little kid colored me in on paper, cut me out, put a little hook, that kind of thing. But I'm just gonna hang out, just gonna hang right here. You think about what you're the doctor.
I feel your pain. Well, I don't really, but I have empathy. To me, Christmas decorations should be out all year round. Could be the wreath, could be the mistletoe, could be pictures of Santa Claus. I could go on all day not getting exactly what I think you're feeling here. So I'll let you kind of go on and describe it a little better, maybe.
I'm having another brutal honesty moment. Sometimes I just feel like I want to drive to the Hallmark store and just replace him.
Really? After what you did with that tree, where you wanted to put that, you want to replace me?
Well, it would be really easy, only like $12.99.
Oh, I've got to tell you, that's a pretty harsh thing to say. And, I know looking at me, you think there's somebody who's an expert on the prices of things at the Hallmark store. So maybe I'll just throw some ideas out there. There could be a very robust elf on the shelf. Those, you would never want to be married to one of those. And you're not one of those. So you should never, ever have to feel that way.
Guy. Can't stand him. Can't stand him.
Never. Never. There's also nativity scenes. Being married to a nativity scene could be tough, but he's not a nativity scene. So please make sure you don't treat him as one.
Okay.
Going on, there's also angels that go on the top of Christmas trees, and he seems
very close.
Angelic.
I feel like you're getting to the heart of things, getting to the heart, but maybe you're shooting a little bit high. You need to go a little bit lower, Doc.
I've got to tell you, I would have so much joy in my life if I was married to a Christmas decoration. You need to appreciate the happiness that he gives. Probably a heart-shaped Christmas deck. I don't know. I'm just going to stick with Christmas decoration because you make me happy.
Thank you, Doc.
I've got to think there's more, though. Each of you does have a problem that makes you honestly pretty unlovable, but you're a couple. And I've got to think there's something there between you two that we can fix.
I don't know. It's really kind of hard to talk about. Darlene, do you want to,
Yeah.
Well, this is a safe space.
Well, first I'm going to ask you if you have any extra Purell bottles that we could possibly borrow. We'll bring them back next time, but yeah. We are in dire need of some freshness in our lives.
Because I washed this hand, and I wanted to wash this hand, and then her hand, and then the other hand, and then there were her other hand and her other hand, and then there were two more. There were a lot of hands. There were like 8.
Yeah, too many hands in the same bucket.
Too many hands. Too many. Lots of. Yeah, just. They were everywhere. It was everywhere. It was just.
That's such a common problem I run into here in this business. A lot of couples, they just get together and they start growing extra limbs because they're coupled with each other, possibly turning into octopi. We run into that one sometimes.
Yeah.
We didn't have the extra hands. It was, we've got just.
Oh, good. I wasn't making a judgment. Safe space.
Yes, I'm sure that's a problem, but oh, what a tangled web we weave, Doctor. Oh, I couldn't even begin.
It was sanitary, but I racked my brain trying to figure out what to do about it.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, spiders with dirty hands in Baghdad can be a real marriage killer.
If only it was just in Baghdad. But that was on our countertop. There was one in the bathroom, one by the door. I keep one in my car.
They
I
definitely
mean,
don't
come on. There's one on the desk. She's probably got 4 in her purse right now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I had one clipped to my belt loop the other day.
But luckily, they're not dirty anymore. So that's a plus, right? Right?
Sure. When you're surrounded by spiders all the time, having nice, clean spiders is actually something that can bring a marriage together. Cleaning arachnids together. It's practically a cliche.
But I don't want to clean them, Doc. It was, I wanted to clean myself, and I wanted to be clean and pure,
Yeah. Just for once, I kind of wish it wasn't a package deal between the two.
Yeah, it's so weird. You go on Amazon and whenever you want to buy hand sanitizer, it's just filled with spiders, isn't it? That's tough. That can be tough in a marriage, But I've got to tell you, I think this can work. If you take all of your fans, okay? And you show them this beautiful Christmas decoration in your life, and you just throw spiders at them nonstop, you two get a good laugh. The fans kind of thin out and keep their distance. And in the end, it's just like a Julia Roberts movie.
And scene. All right, Jared was able to nail it. I don't know if we were going to give him the word ornament, so I decided not to be too specific there. Christmas decoration was, it depends where you're from. It's like when people say soda or pop,
I don't know words.
All right, so let's move ourselves on. When in that situation, you never know what your last words will be, but luckily we're going to play a game called Famous Last Words. Somebody's volunteering before I've even announced the game. So Famous Last Words work like this. It's a line game in which people are going to be delivering punchlines. So I'll give different suggestions for things and people are going to say the famous last words of a thing. So if I was like famous last words of a tomato, quick, catch up, and there would be the last words that they would have. I know, so sophomoric, but my job's not to be funny tonight, it's just to run the show. So first off, do we have, anybody who might want to volunteer? I feel like there was a name right up front. You're right. So I got Corey, I got Amy, and I got Jonathan all playing this evening. So let's unmute them, guys, if you could do that for me. Now, the way this is going to work is if you have an answer to one of the things, you're going to raise your hand. You're going to say me, and I'm going to keep that hand up until I call you. That means I know, hey, I can see you, and I know you're there. So what I need, let's get some famous last words. Let's go for some people over there. Cartoon characters from when you were a kid. Cartoon characters from when you were a kid, put those in the chat. Remember out there on YouTube, I see you guys out there. You can put some of those suggestions there as well. Can I also get things you got for school lunch when you were back in school? Your favorite items or least favorite items for school lunch. And the final thing is, whatever your neighbor's job is. You got a neighbor, they live near you, what's their job? Go ahead and write that into the chat. And we'll see where this goes. It's okay, Sherry, if you come up with something, it's all right. I think your husband just fell asleep. So, let's see what we've got going on there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. All right. So let's get some famous last words. I'll scroll up here. You know what? I have time for famous last words of Woody Woodpecker.
Me.
Ian.
I've got such a headache.
Hey.
Corey.
Me.
Amy.
That's the last time I get heckled.
Me.
Candace.
Why is this tree buzzing?
All right, cool. Can you get the famous last words of Hey Arnold?
Me.
Jonathan.
Put me down. I'm not a football. Put me down. I'm not a football.
Me.
Amy.
At 2, Stewie.
Famous last words of pizza.
Me.
John.
Pineapple.
Me.
Corey.
This pizza. I'm gobbling up this pizza, and that's the last slice. Ugh.
Me.
Amy.
I'd like to see you top this.
Me.
Ian.
And down goes the tower.
Me.
Corey.
There goes the last slice of pizza going down the drain.
Can we get famous last words of peanut butter and jelly?
Me.
Jonathan.
Does anybody know what time it is?
That seemed good up there.
Me.
Famous last words of a nurse. No?
Me.
Jared, go ahead.
Okay, you're the president. You say you're healthy, you're healthy.
No, moving on from
Me.
that.
Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up.
Ian, go ahead.
I'm just not feeling patient anymore.
Famous last words of your neighbor.
Me.
Corey.
It's my senior citizen's last wish.
Me.
Dark. Candace.
What did you just say about my cat?
Me.
Corey.
I got something better to say other than that. Where's my neighbor going? She's moving all the way down to the Ukraine.
Okay.
Me.
Jared.
That guy next door to me is so handsome, and it's his birthday. I feel so bad having to move away.
And C. Very good, very good. All right, folks, we're going to move on from the famous last words and move to the things that might be fortunate or unfortunate in a game we like to call Fortunately, Unfortunately. This is a game where one person's going to be always telling the fortunate side of the story, or the part that goes well, and the other person has to contradict that with the part that's not going as well. Not just countering them saying, you know, this was good. No, it wasn't. But having to give the situation they're dealing with. Then we'll have two actors, John and Candace, who have to act out that scene as it goes on. So do I have somebody who would like to play and be either the fortunate part of the story or the unfortunate part of the story? So not seeing anybody right away. So I'm going to grab Ian. Oh, no, Corey wants to play. Give him a shot there. Come on in, Corey. Now, I feel like there were things up there I didn't get to use. I think that's a Furby. Okay, you know what? I've always wondered what Furbies were doing when you weren't home. You know, those little creatures that you could talk to. And so let's hear a story about two Furbies and what happens after their owners leave. Corey, do you want fortunately or unfortunately for this story?
I choose unfortunately, please.
Unfortunately. So Brett is going to be telling you the fortunate part of the story. We're going to let Brett start, and we'll find out what their names are and what is the thing they've got to accomplish when their owners leave the house.
Fortunately, the Furby named Jesse decided to come up with a plan to steal some food.
All right, so I have my master plan documented and I have the layout of the house.
Unfortunately, the Furby was allergic to that food.
But I don't think I can eat cheese.
Fortunately, Furbies can eat inanimate objects as well.
Ooh, but I'll help myself to this Barbie doll shoe over here.
Unfortunately, the Furbies were really imposters.
I wonder if they'll ever discover our secret identity.
Fortunately, they had a change in heart of being mean imposters. They were nice imposters.
Well, we could bake them a cake and do all of their laundry for them.
Unfortunately, the nice imposters, Furbies, weren't as nice as they thought they would be.
But maybe we can also put their dollar bills in the washer too.
Fortunately, they also clean their clothes.
But still pass me the gain over there.
Unfortunately, they had a Mr. Stevie that could make the clothes more a mess.
Oh, I know what we can do. We can put food coloring in the washer too.
Fortunately, the machine broke, so they couldn't actually do it.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do it in the sink now.
And scene. It's always interesting when the fortunate becomes unfortunate. Thank God our clothes are okay, but our washing machine is
darn
broken.
right.
I will remind myself too how incredibly obnoxious Furbies were, so I'm sorry if I placed that upon any of you. I figure the best way to deal with how obnoxious Furbies can be is by playing a game of Sing It, and playing it with Ian and Jared. So the game of Sing It is where these characters can be playing out a scene, and at any point, if I yell out Sing It, they then have to make up a song that is somehow inspired by the phrase they just said. Maybe it's the title of the song, or maybe it's just, it ends into the chorus of the song, whatever works for them. So first, I have anybody who hasn't played who wants to go ahead and see if they can sing a song. All right, not seeing anybody off the top there. Looks like I have Ryan and Jared, so it's Audrey. Audrey is going to play this as well. Let us, you know what? Where's Walker? Walker, question for you. What have we not covered that you wanted us to cover so far?
I'm trying to remember.
You know what? I'm going to help you. Do you remember the Death Star? What's a job other than construction it's a remedial job somebody might do on the Death Star?
Probably managing the super laser.
You're right. I'd like to see the people whose job it is to actually fix the super laser when it's just not working. So let's see those three working on that particular part of the Death Star.
You got the lens.
Please, I apologize. Please go on.
How many times do we need to magnify this beam? About 1,000, right?
Sing it.
We need to magnify this beam by 1,000 times. We need to magnify this beam to blow up all the planets.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's why we need tools on both sides.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. Ever since we unionized, this has just been, the benefits have been worth it.
Sing it in the style of the musical Grease.
Well, the benefits have become worth it. We're unionized, now we're unionized. The benefits have definitely been good. Health insurance, we get health insurance. I've got to say that I'm glad that we got to the union. We got dental, we got dental. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's much easier working conditions without stormtroopers breathing down your neck all the time.
I am grateful for that, but I do miss Tatooine a lot.
We had some good times back on Tatooine, didn't we?
Sing it!
We had some good times back on Tatooine. Tell me more, tell me more. Well, I ordered a drink. Tell me more, from some crazy blue thing. Uh-huh. 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 Did he have a big snout? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I think he filled my cup with grout. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And scene. Sorry, I didn't get to you, but that was just so epic. All right. Thank you, guys. So we've moved to our last game of the night. Unless you're going to attend the 9 o'clock show, which, looking at this room, I think most of you are. The 9 o'clock, forget the 9 o'clock. Because I Said So is the name of the game, and I am a small child, which is not too far from the truth, and I don't understand things. So I need people to help me understand them. So I ask what every small child does, the question, why? So I'm going to get 2 parents. I'll continually ask them the question, why? And if somebody can't come up the answer, or I don't like the answer, or they stall too long, I'm just going to say no and fire a parent and take on another one, because that's how life works, I think, right? So who do we have? Anybody like to play tonight? We can actually, in the last game, take a couple volunteers if they want to be. Corey does love this game. All right, and Jonathan. So,
oh yeah,
somebody can unmute those guys.
I'm ready.
All right, so it's gonna go Jared, Audrey, Corey, John, Jonathan. That won't be confusing. Brett and Candace. Folks, I need to know, what is the first question you think you asked your parents when you were growing up? So go ahead and put that over there in the chat. Again, you can do that out in YouTube land. So in the chat, whatever the first question was you think you asked your parents, and I'll get started from that. The last thing I actually see on there is Will. So I'll actually use Will as my suggestion. So Jared and Audrey, Jared, what's a will?
A will is something you use to let people know who should get your stuff after you pass away.
Why?
Because otherwise we're just going to throw it in the landfill.
Why?
Because you're a kid and your stuff really doesn't have a lot of financial value right now.
Why?
Because we picked it up at Target for less than $100.
Mom, you're mean. Go away. I'll bring in Corey. Corey, why don't I get the cool toys?
Because you need to earn them first.
Why?
Because you appreciate things more when you earn them.
Why?
Because in order for you to earn your toys, you gotta be a good boy.
Why?
Because then the toys have more personal meaning for you.
Why?
Because those toys are lovable and you're a lovable guy.
Oh, Jared, you have to go away because he says I'm lovable and you can't.
I can't top that.
No. So John and Corey are now my parents. John, no, you know what? Corey's nicer. Corey, why won't you let me have candy?
Because it's too sugary.
Why?
Because it's really cheap to make sugary sweet foods.
Why?
Because if you eat too much of them, you'll get diabetes. And you don't want that.
Okay, two things. First, they were talking about why it was cheap. And second, personal. Okay, sorry, Corey. You're out of there. Mute there.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Yeah, well, now you know. Okay, so it looks like Jonathan is my new parent. I'm wondering, John, why is candy so tasty?
Because they add a lot of different flavors together.
Ooh, why?
Because if there was no flavor, it would just be sweet, and that's boring.
Why?
Because when food is boring, it's not great, because then you don't like eating it.
Why?
Because food is important, because we need nutrition to make you grow up to be big and strong.
Why do I need nutrition?
Because you'll die very early on if you don't have it.
Please don't tell a child they're going to die very early. John, go away. Jonathan and Brett. Jonathan, are you gonna give me a brother or a sister?
Just a Furby.
Ooh, why?
Because Furbies are more manageable.
Why?
Because as long as you don't get them wet or feed them after midnight, they're really a lot of fun.
Ooh, why?
Because if you did feed them water or anything after midnight, they get hectic.
Why?
Because they suddenly start popping little other Furbies off of them, and they just get all crazy. It's awesome.
Ooh. Hey, Brett, why are Furbies like the characters in Star Trek?
Because we're living in a parallel universe. Whoa.
Why?
Because apparently Brett didn't get much sleep last night, so he's just living in a parallel universe. You know how it is.
You're working hard on that answer. Sorry, Jonathan. Okay, Brett and Candace. Brett and Candace, let's see. You know what I've always wanted to know is, Brett, why is this a game?
Because we wanted it to be. Oh, that's
Well,
basically.
yeah, that's
oh.
because I said so. Bye.
Yeah.
Candace and Ian. Candace, why is this a game?
Because it's fun.
Okay, why?
Because games let us enjoy our imaginations.
Ooh, why?
Because we need that to enjoy mundane tasks.
Okay, why?
Because bringing imagination to mundane tasks makes it all more fun.
Ooh, why?
Because they're not ordinary and flavorless.
Why?
Because they added lots of sugar like candy.
Why?
Because they like to spice things up.
Why?
Because spice and sugar go together.
Why?
Because cinnamon and sugar comes in one container.
Why?
Because one container lets you eat it all at once.
Because
Why?
it's really good on toast.
Why?
Because toast and butter work with cinnamon.
Because there's also apples involved somehow.
Why?
Because it's fall.
Why?
Apple cider donuts are the best.
Oh, nice try. That doesn't explain why it's fall. All right, thank you very much, and scene on that. Folks, thank you this evening for coming out. We really appreciate this. If you're watching this for some time later, you can remember that the shows are pay what you can. So if at any time you are able to make a donation, we always appreciate. You can do that two great ways. You can go to our Venmo account, leave us money there for your pay what you can ticket, or you can go to our PayPal account. Those help us continue to keep doing what we're doing. And if you can't, don't worry, you still can be here for free. We appreciate you no matter what. And we miss our fans in real life, but someday we'll be back. Someday. In the meantime, if you know anybody who's having a party or you work at a company or something, they want a live event, you know what? We're available, and it can be a lot of fun. And you make the show very much personalized to whoever you are. So it's a great way to celebrate someone else. Maybe you give it as a gift. All right, besides that, folks, like I said, there's a 9 o'clock coming up, and it's probably going to have a cast very much like Ian.
I'll get in a song yet.
Candace.
I love it when we reverse orders.
Brett.
I'm confused.
John.
I'm the Senate.
Audrey.
Follow me on Twitter for free spiders.
And of course, our birthday boy this evening, which is why I did it backwards, Jared.
It's still my birthday for another 3 hours and 43 minutes, everybody.
Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Make sure you give you some shout outs to Jared for his birthday. Thank you very much. And
scene.
Thank you.